Welcome to Commander Tune-Ups, episode 6. We're your hosts, Joe Cherries.
BZ. That's not BZ. That's B-E-E-Z-Y, in case you're trying to spell it out for fan mail.
Also known as BZ. BZ.
Right, sort of.
Okay. So, how do we get on this show? In order to get on this show, a show where the users submit their decks, you can subscribe to the channel and leave a comment below with a link to your deck.
Preferably tapped out.
Preferably tapped out. And also you can... What else? There's something else I'm missing. Oh, we need all your restrictions.
Restrictions.
We need to know, do you hate combos? Do you...
Only build...
What's your budget?
Decks based on people with beards.
Yep. Is it the bearded decks? We'll help you build the best bearded deck.
We would.
That'd be a sweet restriction. I want a beard. Give us your beard restrictions.
We jam that all day.
Yes, we will jam that all day. That's how you submit your deck. Today, coming at you from
ApexDayMan.
ApexDayMan. Rakdos, Lord of Riots. The restrictions for this deck list.
Yes. I will read them.
Oh, sorry. No.
This is using the 1v1 ban list. More on that later. And the ads shouldn't be more than $100, which we nailed. But one thing. Isn't Sol Ring on the 1v1 ban list?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it is.
Sol Ring's in this deck. We didn't cut it because you already had it in there, but I thought it was banned.
Thought it was banned on the 1v1 play list. You might have accidentally either gave us the wrong list or you just forgot it's on the 1v1 ban list. Something.
Or you don't care.
That's
also fine because we don't care either.
So, Rakdos,
except we're super passionate.
We're always super passionate about everything we do.
True. Let's read Rakdos.
I thought you were going to talk.
Yeah,
why don't you read Rakdos? Go ahead.
I'll read it for everybody.
Yes, for everybody's sake.
Lord of Riots. Black, black, red, red. For a 6/6 flample, that's flying and trample. You can't cast Rakdos, Lord of Riots, unless an opponent lost life this turn. Okay. Creature spells you cast cost 1 less to cast for each 1 life your opponents have lost this turn. So, important things to note. Counts all opponents, not just one opponent.
Mm-hmm.
Is really restrictive color-wise. So we can't have a lot of colorless rocks. And it's really powerful. It's red-black ramp.
That's
how many red-black cards ramp?
Yes, I believe the name of his deck was Rakdos, Colorless Commander. Yeah, something like that.
Yeah,
so,
if you've never seen a Rakdos deck, it gets really, really spaghetti-ified when you get to the top of the curve.
There's a lot of spaghetti at the top of the curve. A lot of spaghetti.
All right. So, obviously we can't cast Rakdos unless our opponents have lost life. So we need to find repeatable ways to make our opponents lose life.
Yes.
So what's our first category? I believe it's called repeatable life loss.
Yes.
Interesting coincidence.
Now, one important thing about these ones, these are the guys you want to get out early so you can ping your opponents and then cast Rakdos hopefully on 3, 4, 5.
Like 4 or 5, probably.
Depending on
this isn't the most competitive deck, so.
No, but it's still pretty sweet. So, our first one we got here for some repeatable is Thermal Alchemist. This guy is 2 mana, 1 in the red, for a Human Shaman 0/3 Defender. Sounds pretty bad so far.
Sounds pretty good.
You think that's a good rate?
Yeah, if you tech with a 2/2, you can block with this.
True. It's really good against bears.
Ooh.
Thermal Alchemist deals 1 damage to each opponent. Tap, Thermal Alchemist deals 1 damage to each opponent.
He just did.
Sorry.
Just in general, he deals 1 damage.
Tap, deal 1 damage. Whenever you cast an instant sorcery, untap Thermal Alchemist. It's repeatable. You can do up to words of like maybe 6, 9 a turn.
So if you tap it, it deals 1 to each opponent, and that's 3. So now you can cast Rakdos, or if he's already out, it reduces your creatures by 3. We'll call it the Rakdos discount. Your Rakdos discount of 3. And then it goes up to 6 the next time. What did you have to add?
I was just saying the Rakdos discount. I thought that was cool. I thought it was cool.
The Rakdos discount.
So
yeah.
I repeated it. I liked it.
That's cool.
I like the name the Rakdos discount.
Nothing wrong with that.
So he can get upwards of like 9, depending on what instant sorcery. But there's not too many instant sorceries. You're mainly here to tap him once because you play him on turn 2, and then from there you just want to be able to ping. You really want to use this kind of guy to play your commander. That's what he's here for.
Yeah. Also, damage just adds up eventually. There's a lot of things that just keep dealing 1, so you probably deal like 15 damage over the course of the game.
Speaking of dealing 1 damage,
I love this.
Moving on, Cryptolift Fragment. So it is 3 generic mana. Enters the battlefield tapped. Add 1 mana of any color to your mana pool. Each opponent loses. Or wait, is it player?
Oh, each player, baby.
Oh, each player loses 1 life. So you get
keep reading. There's way more text.
You get 3
way more text.
At the beginning of your upkeep. If each player has 10 or less life, transform Cryptolift Fragment. I There's another side to this card.
Yeah, it's a 1/4.
I'm not reading it.
I'm reading it. It's a 1/4 flying death touch, and whenever it attacks, each opponent loses 3 life. It's relevant because it could flip on this deck.
It can.
You're dealing damage to each player all the time.
Yeah. If you flip it into this weird creature that's a 1/4.
We'll talk about the artifact first.
It's weird. The artifact is what matters in this deck.
That's why we're playing it.
Yeah, we wouldn't be playing it to try and flip it. That's for sure. So, this is ramp in Rakdos, which lacks ramp so hard it's ridiculous.
There's not a lot of this deck.
We added like a thought vessel, and we added a couple more things, but like it's really struggling for ramp, and that's Rakdos in general. That's why Rakdos Signet is the most played Signet in EDH.
Yes, that's true.
There is a solid reason.
You're hurting.
You get huge reductions from this card.
Yeah, I agree.
You get the 3 reduction, and then for flips you get a 9 reduction. But
9's insane, but 3 is most likely what you're getting.
Yeah, and again, this is probably to cast your commander because you're going to play this on turn 3, untap a 4 mana, ping your opponent, make a mana, cast your commander. It's like
these add up, by the way, so your Rakdos discount can go up to 6 or 9 pretty easily.
Yeah, it's like a match made in heaven.
Rakdos discount.
How about this weird land? Why don't we talk about this? This land is weird.
I love this land.
It's a swamp.
Duh.
Okay. But it's also recurable life loss on a swamp?
Duh.
All right, well, why don't you tell us about it?
Now, this is one of those cards that when I was little, I had no idea how to pronounce it. I thought it was like Leshridden Swamp, but it's Leechridden Swamp. It is a land. That is also a swamp.
Hold on.
So you can fetch it.
Hold
on. Did you have something to add?
I do. It sounds like a foreign land. Leechridden. Leshridden, yeah.
Leshridden.
Do you want to visit Leshridden?
No, you just think it's
the
a mystical place.
It sounds like a place like where Shrek would live. The Leshridden Swamp.
Get out of my Leshridden. All right. Enters tapped. You can add a black to your mana pool because it's a swamp. But it doesn't say add a black, so that's cool. Pay a black, tap it. Each opponent loses 1 life. Cool. Activate this ability only if you control 2 or more black permanents. You probably do. In this deck, it might be a little tough. But once you do, it's basically a freebie, and you can make your opponents lose 1 life, which is Rakdos discount of 3.
It's fetchable with your Bloodstained Wire. The thing is, we didn't add any fetches to this deck.
But we could. Easily.
You could. And I was just adding black fetches because you want to be able to fetch this land, as it is going to help you cast your commander. Moving on.
To our next card. This one is called Pandemonium, and it's 3 in a red for an enchantment. Whenever a creature enters the battlefield, that creature's controller may have it deal damage equal to its power to target creature or player of his or her choice. This is a risky one.
You've got to be careful with this one.
A little bit of risk.
This also doubles as a win con later in the game.
True.
But we'll get to how these kind of things will win cons.
Don't worry.
We will definitely get there. This doubles a win con later in the game, but early in the game, again, it's just going to help you cast your commander. And then when you do cast your commander, you get 6 damage to deal.
Put this on 4. Nobody is... No one's going, we have to kill this right now.
Also, you play this on 4, then you untap. So you play, let's just say you untap with 6 mana after playing. Like, you had 5 mana, you untap with 6.
I can imagine a universe where that happens.
Okay, you play Rakdos, your creatures are now reduced by 6. Because now Rakdos has dealt 6 damage.
And if you play your first creature, and it's free, then your creatures get reduced by more.
Yeah, it's pretty good. Yeah. There's a lot of good stuff like that.
There's a lot of plays that you can make.
Moving Pestilence.
This is an oldie.
Something good about Pestilence. There's a red version of this. So if you want to play another one of this effect, you can always do that.
Yeah,
because there is just a red version. We only put 1 in.
We played it safe.
And it's on the fence. This is I
don't ever want to draw 2 of these.
This is also close to like the 100th card. So
yeah, that's true.
It's a very close cut. Yeah. You could cut this, but it's a good card.
Read it.
Nonetheless, Pestilence. 2 black. At the beginning of each turn, if no creatures are in place, sacrifice Pestilence.
You mean at the end of each turn?
Is that
the exact opposite part of a turn?
That's at the beginning. At the end of each turn, if no creatures are in play, sacrifice Pestilence.
Yeah, that's the Oracle text, by the way.
Sorry. My bad. I apologize.
Whatever. Read the rest of it. Too late now. There's no way to edit it.
Pay 1 black. Pestilence deals 1 damage to each creature and each player. Whoa. 1 black to deal damage to a player? Now that's some quick reduction.
Oh, yeah, it is quick reduction. I don't know what I thought you were going to say.
Oh, you look surprised. You look like you were expecting something, but it didn't come.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah.
You can use the Rakdos discount double check on this one, though, because 1 mana equals 3 damage. And equals 3 discount.
2 equals 6.
Wow, I don't even want to know what 3 equals. There's no way of telling. Let's just move on.
We could pull out the calculator again.
We can't.
It's 9.
That's not going to happen. 9. Oh, yeah.
It's actually 9. I actually figured it out myself.
Right. So from this category of like the repeatable damage, so the first card we cut was Viashino Heretic. It destroys artifacts and then deals damage equal to the mana cost to its controller. I cut it because I don't want my opponents to want to kill my enablers. Like Thermo Alchemist, who's going to kill that? Who's going to Swords to Plowshares with Thermo Alchemist? Unless they are trying to hate on you and they know what your deck's doing.
That's just scary.
Like, even if they know what your deck's doing, it's like, this card, just path Rakdos. Kill Rakdos.
Yeah,
Don't kill this thing.
Rakdos is the answer.
Yeah, but so this thing, you want to kill it.
It
costs 2 mana to activate, so you won't profit much when you get the Rakdos discount. Like, if you destroy Soul Ring, okay, cool. You dealt 1 damage. That's not that good.
Yeah, and it had the taps do the ability, right? So it wasn't.
And taps.
It wasn't like that crazy. Also, we added, what's to say, in the place of this artifact system, we just put in an all-star of Vandal Blast, which should be in almost every red deck. Vandal Blast is an all-star in EDH. It's really good. We also cut Hellrider. I mean, you're just not playing that many small creatures.
I mean, who are you attacking with Hellrider?
Yeah. They're just not enough. There's just not enough small creatures. That's all there is to it. Like, you want to be going 1-drop, 2-drop, 3-drop, 4-drop as Hellrider, and then you're going off.
Small drops are just tapping to deal damage. They're not attacking.
Yeah, exactly. They're not.
All right, so that was that category. I would say it went swimmingly. You're probably really curious how else we have in the deck ways to damage our opponents with Rakdos-esque cards.
The biggins.
The biggins.
The biggins. This is where we're going to be dealing a ton of damage to our opponents with these cards.
Oh, yeah.
And that's... So, all these spells... So, they're going to deal upwards of, like, 6. 6, I think, is one of the lowest for these.
12.
6, pretty much 6 and up.
20-something.
That's where we're starting.
Yeah.
So, the worst...
42, you know.
3 of them that are really kind of similar, in that they're just, like, spells that just deal a ton of damage.
Yeah, I'm dying to know.
We have Flame Rift, which is deal 4 damage to each opponent. That reduces all your creatures by...
Each player. Suck it up.
Oh,
take the 4.
I'm sorry. You take 4 too. Reduce your creatures by 12. This is reducing everything. You're going to be able to cast anything for free pretty much at this point.
There's 1 creature in the deck more than 12, and it will cost 12 because of Flame Rift going into your graveyard.
Yep.
Guess which one it is. Yeah, you'll never guess.
Price of Progress.
Okay, yep.
Price
it can just kill people.
Yep, it can literally just kill people.
Out of nowhere.
It does a lot of damage in EDH, and especially if they're in the 3, 4, 5 color decks.
5 basics in a 4 color deck.
Yeah, exactly. You have like no basics, and you're just going to die to something like Price of Progress.
Yep.
So
I love it.
Price of Progress actually deals 2 damage to each player for each non-basic land they control.
Decent amount of basics in here, but you'll probably take some pain every once in a while.
So, and another good one in this category right here, Rakdos Charm. Now this is weird because Rakdos Charm has 2 modes usually: destroy target artifact or exile a graveyard, which are 2 good modes, and it is very played in EDH. But in this deck, it's extra good, which is great because it's his charm.
So flavorful. Like, look at that guy. That's his charm.
That's his charm. He looks like he has lots of charm.
Also, did you know Rakdos has a mouth? Like, it's really faint, and I don't know if I can point to it. Hold on. Right there.
What? That's a mouth?
It's a mouth.
Rakdos has a mouth?
Yeah, he's got a mouth. I always thought it was just hidden by something.
You know, it makes sense that he has a mouth. That being said, I never realized it was on the card.
It does make sense that he has a
mouth. Just like I never realized what Signopest looked like. I thought it was like a claw monster thing, but it's actually...
It's a little bug.
It's a little bug. It's not a claw monster.
We're not here to tell you what Signopest really looks like.
No, we're not.
Not yet. That could be a different
video. But Rakdos' charm has a 3rd mode, actually.
What is it?
Deal 1 damage to each player equal to the number of creatures they control.
Yeah, each creature deals 1 damage to its controller. It's probably a faster way to say that.
Yeah,
but I would say that you nailed it in terms of what it does.
Okay, so they each take 1 damage. Sweet.
So,
good.
You know, you're swarming. They can take upwards 8, 9. If they go infinite, you can kill them. Classic modern thing when Splinter Twin was legal.
Oh, yeah.
Kill you.
I died to that one time. I went infinite.
Really?
Playing
you died to that?
I played Birthing Pod, and they went... and
what did you go infinite with?
Resto Kiki.
Oh, Kiki Cord? With Pod?
With Pod, yeah. Yep, I died.
Cool. I love it.
But, yep, strong reduce. Yeah.
You're going to keep in your head that we're reducing them because you'll see what we're reducing.
Yeah.
They're pretty good.
Yeah, what we're reducing later. Another 2, we have 2 X spells. Cut the Ribbons. All-Star.
No one plays Cut the Ribbons, I feel like.
Yeah.
And we play it like in every red-black deck. It's so good. I just feel like it does everything you want. It's an early like terminate, basically. And then flashback, your opponents need to keep wary of it because if you have 20 mana floating around, it's just a win con.
Yeah, late in the game, boop, 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 you're dead.
Right? Like we're just getting higher and higher on this card.
Yep, especially if you have if you need a mana sink. If you make lots and lots of mana late game,
The bulk offers. Oh wait, you're playing black already.
Yep.
Boom.
Works out pretty well.
Right.
Got the ribbons. Another X spell, which is in the deck. Now this is one that you could. Another one where you can put other versions in it. We didn't, but you can. Earthquake, which is sweet because it is. So Earthquake is X red deal sorcery. Deal X damage to each player and each creature without flying. It doesn't kill Rakdos.
Oh my god, Rakdos it's got flying.
Oh, it's got flying. Yes, it does. Yep.
Yes, it does. Fan who I made up to respond to me. Yes, it does.
Yes, it does. Rakdos does have flying.
So, Earthquake, self-explanatory. Mana sink, win the game, draw the game if you're all at 1 life. Who cares?
Also, doesn't kill Rakdos.
Doesn't kill Rakdos, ladies and gentlemen. Does not kill him. He's not going to die.
Pretty sweet.
Finally, Fiery Confluence.
This card is a house.
EDH. Staple.
Absolutely love this card. I want it in all my red decks in EDH.
Yeah,
it's
like Vandal Blast.
Yes.
All right, 2 red. Choose 3. Sweet. You may choose each mode more than once. It deals 1 damage to each creature. Fiery Confluence deals 2 damage to each opponent. That's probably the best one
for your deck.
Sadly,
yeah, for this deck.
And then destroy target artifact. So there's an artifact getting you down like Relic or Progenitus or I don't know, Torpor Orb or just pick an artifact. I don't know. You can destroy. You can wipe the board of small guys, or you can deal 6 to each opponent, which is a reduction of 18.
18.
I agree.
That is
I said it right the first time. So
18.
What problem is there? We don't have a problem. I said it right the first time.
Yep. Why don't we just check the footage?
There's no footage to check. I deleted it.
It'll be on.
Nope.
It'll be on our bloopers.
Sure, yeah. Expect the blooper reel. December 28th is the blooper reel.
All right. He said it.
That's when that comes out.
He's putting it up.
Yeah, don't get your hopes up.
Expect the blooper reel.
Okay. Why is this card good?
Why is it
Drop
good?
the gold artifacts though.
Destroys artifacts. Artifact destruction in EDH is super important, and it's awesome. But that's just an added bonus on this card. Reducing by 18, huge. Reducing by 18 is pretty much let you cast any of the creatures in your
deck. You get a free pass for a whole turn.
Yep, you get a free pass. You can cast whatever creatures are in your hand.
Think of it as like, until end of turn, you have Omniscience in play.
Yep, you do have a lot of colorless creatures
That's cool.
in this deck. And dealing 1 to each creature is nothing to scoff at because you can just wipe off like elves.
What if I scoffed at it?
That's not even scoffing. What do you? That's closer. Those are much closer to scoffs. I don't know what.
Scoffing I like that one better.
It's not scoffing.
It's like repeatable scoffing.
I guess. All right.
Finally, I don't know if we said this was the last one. Finally, this is the last one. I love this card, and I thought I would see it more, but I don't. So you're about to see it here. Direfleet Ravager. 3 black for a 4/4 Menace Death Touch Orc Pirate Wizard, obviously. He is polluting the air with his chimney hands, and he enters, and each player loses a third of his or her life. Rounded up. Rounded up. Now,
That means they die if they're at 1.
it hurts you, but this is the suck it up deck. This is the manly, like, I don't even care deck.
I don't even care. I'll take 20.
I got 1 way to gain life in this deck. Whatever.
Whatever.
I
I'll
don't
do
even
what
care.
I want.
That doesn't sound like a man anymore. Whatever. Okay. What does the card do? If your 3 opponents are at 40, then it will deal 14 to each of them. Yes, so that would be oh boy,
That's
42.
Pretty sure. Is that right? It would.
Third of 30.
Yep. 14. Rounded up. Yep.
Yeah. There you go.
You got it.
There you go. That's a reduction of 42. Your creatures cost 42 less to cast.
Yep. That's a little overkill. They don't need to cost 42 less to
What
cast.
if your opponents are at 20? Then it's 7 damage each, and they cost 21 less to cast.
Yes. So
Still overkill.
pretty
this
much.
card will perform well almost any stage.
Yes. It's tougher not to. They'd have to all be at 7.
And then it's like, cool, my opponents are at 7.
And even in that case, your creatures are reduced by 12 each.
Wait, what? I thought it was a third.
I'm the
third.
Sorry.
Of 7 is 2, but don't you round up to 3?
Yep. Reduced
9.
by 9 each. If they're at 7 each, which is so low in EDH, it's crazy.
Right, that's still good.
Yeah.
I just like this guy. He also gets reduced by Rakdos if you've done some early shenanigans, or like you activate Thermal Alchemist. Now he's only black. And then everything just is freebies.
Yep. So he's just.
This deck is so cool.
There's no cuts to this area.
No cuts.
So
Only adds.
we added a lot to this area. I think we made cuts in other categories. Like coming up, we'll talk about some of the cuts we made.
Yeah.
But We didn't make cuts in this area. We added to this area because you want to do this a lot more.
Yeah, we thought there was only 1 or 2 spells in this area, so we basically created this area and then added to it.
Yep. Moving on to the next one, fatties.
Big fat fatties.
So let's talk about the spaghetti.
Ooh, we've reached the main entree, the spaghetti.
We've met the spaghetti. So, for spaghetti, let's just go through a list of spaghetti we'll read off the big spaghetti afterward. So,
what?
I'm just gonna read the name of the spaghetti, and then I'll tell you what the best ones do.
Okay, yeah, you do that because I'm confused.
Yeah. So no, I'm gonna read all the spaghetti in the deck.
Sure.
Because there's some extra spaghetti that isn't.
I mean, you gotta have seconds, right?
There's some second spaghetti. Okay. Right. So we have Ulamog, the Promised End. It That Betrays. Ulamog, the Infinite Gyro. Ulamog, the Ceaseless Hunger. Kozilek, Butcher of Truth. Void of Winrar, and Artisan of Kozilek.
Cool.
What?
I don't know. That just was weird.
What?
I liked how you said it. I have no problems.
Okay, I don't know.
No, it's fine.
I don't know what I did.
It's fine.
Okay, let's talk about the big...
Kahunas.
The best one. Emrakul, the Promised End. Emrakul costs 13.
Obviously.
He's a legendary creature, Eldrazi.
She's a legendary creature, Eldrazi.
Does not have a gender.
She does, yeah.
No.
She does.
No, he doesn't.
What do you think that... he doesn't? Whatever, just read it.
He doesn't have a gender. 13 for 13. Colorless mana, which is important in this deck. Only costs colorless. Emrakul, the Promised End costs 1 less to cast for each card type among cards in your graveyard. Easy to reduce. Whenever you cast Emrakul, you control target player's next turn. They take an extra turn after that one.
Right. So, what's a weird interaction that we looked up that you might think you can do, but you cannot do?
There's ways to... We'll talk about it later. Get Emrakul back to your hand in the same turn and replay him. Him. I want to keep calling him.
I agree to disagree.
I don't care what. It doesn't matter. So you don't play it and target the same player. You will take one of their turns, and they will get 2 extra turns after that.
X extra turns. Where X is the number of times you target them.
Yes. Yeah. All your turns go into one take, and they just get all the extras.
This is weird.
Don't do that unless you.
Whatever.
We'll talk about that.
Just mind slaver each person individually and just completely wreck their life.
Yeah, that's.
It only takes one, folks.
Yeah, it only takes one. Ulamog, the Ceaseless Hunger. Oh, he's so powerful. So powerful.
Is he?
Yeah. Well,
if someone who's never heard of Ulamog, starving children in Africa don't know how powerful Ulamog is.
He eats them.
There's probably at least one child watching this who's also starving in Africa. Sorry.
Ulamog eats all the food because he's the Ceaseless Hunger.
That was a poor taste.
Wow, that wasn't poor taste.
Just read it.
Legendary creature Eldrazi 10/10, indestructible. When you cast Ulamog, the Ceaseless Hunger, exile 2 target permanent. That's pretty good. That's any 2 permanent.
He's hungry.
He's gonna eat whatever he finds.
Why is he good? He's just removable. I don't know. We're losing it over here. He's got delirium right now.
He's good because he exiles 2 permanents.
I think he's better than...
only costs colorless.
Yes, he's only cost colorless. They'll cost 0 with your enablers. Yes. And no one can beat these on turn 4 or 5. Yeah, you're just going to win the game.
When you attacks defending player, exiles the top 20 of his library.
He's just...
Not irrelevant.
Raised their 20 cards. They're just done.
Yep. Kozilek, Butcher of Truth.
One of my favorite cards in all Magic, just saying.
He costs 10 generic for 12/12. Whenever you cast the spell, draw 4 cards. Annihilator 4. There's some other cards. The other Ulamog has Annihilator. Annihilator is not a fun ability.
Not even close.
Sometimes it feels like you have enough permanents to sacrifice. You don't. You
never had enough. I've had 4 tokens and it still felt like crap.
Yeah. It always feels bad.
It never feels good.
And then when he's put into your graveyard, you shuffle him.
You shuffle your graveyard.
You shuffle your graveyard into your library. There's a weird interaction coming up that I will talk about too.
Oh, yeah.
With that. Shieldred, Whispering One. This is he's nice and mid-rangey. It will cost you 2 black regardless of all the reduction.
You can probably cast it on the turn after Rakdos easily.
But there's a lot of fatties that are going to be in your graveyard at some points. I'm not obviously not Butcher of Truth, but Ulamog could easily be in your graveyard.
Easily.
Let's return it back. Emrakul can end up in your graveyard. Bring it back. Emrakul.
Insert creature here. Bring it back. Yeah.
Emrakul has flying and trample protection from instants. Didn't read that part.
Did we not?
I did.
Oh, it's almost like it doesn't matter at all. Okay, cool. It's a 13/13. Who cares?
All
right, 3 shield.
It's an enigma as vexing as life itself, which is why I couldn't.
That's deep. That's deep.
Mid-range threat, controls the board. Let's read it. Shieldred. Whispering what? She whispers.
You have to whisper this whole card now.
7 mana, 5, 2 black. Swamp Walk. Legendary creature. Brighter, 6/6. At the beginning of your upkeep, return target creature from your graveyard to the battlefield.
Couldn't do it.
At the beginning of each opponent's upkeep, that player sacrifices a creature.
So you get immediate value. At least one person is sacrificing a creature.
More than likely, unless it's getting terminated, which it might. It's possible.
What are you going to do at that point? What are you going to do? Then they're not killing Rakdos.
That's true. Then they didn't kill your Rakdos, assuming you give it out.
So what's the next big fat fatty?
Ooh, big fat fatty. Grenzo Dungeon Warden. This one's so cool.
Isn't he a bear? He doesn't seem like a big fat fatty to me.
Oh, but he has X in his cost.
Ooh.
And regardless of doesn't matter how much damage you dealt, he can all be put into this.
Yes. So if your creatures cost 42 less, you have a 44, 44
Yep.
Grenzo.
Yep, if you play the buy. So, he is a legendary creature goblin rogue for X black red. He's a 2/2, but
For it.
Grenzo Warden enters the battlefield with X +1/+1 counters on it. X in the cost. That's how you pay the X, if you're wondering. Then, pay 2. Put the bottom card of your library into your graveyard. If it's a creature with power less than or equal to Grenzo's power, put it onto the battlefield. Weird interaction. Kozilek Butcher of Truth. This is all one line of text.
Yep.
So Kozilek Butcher of the Truth goes to your graveyard. Then, he doesn't trigger yet. Then, he's put onto the battlefield, but because he hits a graveyard, he will shuffle your whole graveyard into your library.
After going into play.
But he'll be in play first, so he won't shuffle himself.
Whoa, we gotta shuffle this. Where is he? He didn't even show up.
Yeah, I know. He triggers from going to the graveyard, but he's only there for he's there for a trigger. Like, state-based effects aren't even being checked for this whole part, so it's really strange, but it's a cool thing.
Made us laugh.
Cuts. Walking Ballista. If Walking Ballista is ever big and relevant, at this point your opponents are dead.
Yeah.
If you're playing it for a 25-25, which is kind of like
even if it's 42, then you have a 21-21. That's like okay.
You have a 21-21, but it's all your opponents have taken a ton.
Yeah, it's really weird. We just didn't think it was like a win more.
Yeah, Endless One.
It's like Grenzo, but it just doesn't do anything.
Yeah, it's Grenzo without an ability. Exactly.
Right. Yeah. So we just. Yeah.
Desolation Twin is just 2 10/10s. You don't want 2 10/10s. No, again, these are just the Walking Ballista is the closest one to the deck. Like, I could see having Walking Ballista in this, and I understand the reasoning. It also has pings. It has other applications in ways. I can see it, but these two they're just big.
Yeah.
And just being big isn't good enough for this deck. You don't just want to be big. You want to have a big effect on the board.
You can't overload on fatties because here's what happens. I draw my opening hand. Oh, this looks almost pretty good. Oh, there's Desolation Twin. Oh, I wish that was something else.
Unless you're playing Paris Mulligans, it's not something else.
Yeah, I don't play Paris Mulligans also, but that's completely unrelated.
We cut Blightsteel Colossus because even if you have this thing as haste, BZ hates it.
Hot take. I hate this card. I hate this card in Commander. I don't think it's ever been good ever, except when something else that is very close would have just been as good. So, alright, hear me out. Let's say you have the Wombo, the Dream. You just have like a turn 4 hasty Blightsteel. If your opponent has a 2/2, they can just block. They take 9 infect. This creature will never be relevant again, and you've done nothing.
What about next turn? It's indestructible. It's hard to remove.
You think it's hard to remove? You think there's no way?
I didn't say that. I didn't say there's no way to remove it. This creature is hard to remove.
I don't know. Whenever I've seen this card in play, it's a joke. It's like, oh my god, he's ripping into a threat. Oh no, it was just Blightsteel Colossus. We're okay. That's what I think. I don't know. That's just how I feel. I hate it. I think it's poop.
Platinum Angel. Here's a card I hate.
Hot take alert.
I do not like Platinum Angel at all. Ooh. We're talking about the same. We're talking about cards I don't like. When is this card ever good? Honestly, when is this card good? If you're winning the game, you can win through a creature. Who goes through their whole win count and can't kill a creature? Because it just doesn't happen.
Or an artifact.
It doesn't.
An artifact.
It just doesn't happen. I really don't like this card in EDH. I hate it way more than Blaze. Like, I'll put a Blightsteel Colossus in my deck, depending on the deck. I won't put a Platinum Angel. I used to play this card. It's just like was my one of my Johnny cards. Like when I first started playing, I'm like Blightsteel Colossus with a Darksteel Plating. How could you kill it?
Platinum Angel.
Platinum Angel. Oh yeah, Platinum Angel. Darksteel Plating. How can I lose?
You had to go back to the voice.
How could I ever lose? It's like,
if somebody ever lose, anything.
When somebody is winning the game,
it's so fragile.
They're going to kill this. This is not hard to kill. When you're going off to win the game in EDH, you usually have a ton of things to do.
Maybe in Modern, this is a lot harder, but not here.
Not even in Modern. I don't even want this card in Modern. There's the Kolaghan's Command.
Kolaghan's Command sucks right now. It's like the worst it's ever been.
That doesn't change the fact. It's also the most expensive it's ever been.
Oh, yeah, okay. It's like, it's always been 3.
That's what I meant.
Is there Thalia in play?
There's a Thalia, there's a Windwire Pegasus.
Amethyst is in play.
Is it Windwire Pegasus? Win owner? Something
I don't know.
Put it on.
So off topic, it's not even funny. Just kidding, we're both laughing. Okay.
All right, moving on.
Those are our cuts for that category. This is the next category.
Now.
Fan favorite.
Give credit where credit is due. My favorite card in the whole deck is Cloudstone Curio.
Yes.
And it's under the winning the games category here for a good reason. This card is awesome in the deck. And like I said, I want to give credit where credit is due.
Here's out.
We didn't put it in the deck. It was in here. We looked on EDH. We tend to look at EDH Rec after we make the deck and add maybe 1 or 2 more things. We tend to steer away from EDH Rec usually.
Yeah, I don't think it helps the creative process.
Yeah, we're trying to be creative. We're trying to put the things in we think are good. So he had this in the deck. It's not an EDH Rec anywhere. And this card is amazing in the deck. And let's absolutely love it. Let's read Cloudstone Curio.
Let's learn why.
Let's learn why. Read it.
Alright. It is a 3-mana artifact. Whenever a non-artifact permanent comes into play under your control, you may return another permanent you control that shares a permanent type with it to its owner's hand. Let's say your Rakdos reduction is 10. Let's say you have an Ulamog Ceaseless Hunger in your hand. So you cast it, exile 2 permanents. Let's bounce your Burnished Heart back with Cloudstone Curio. That costs 0. So let's play Burnished Heart. Let's bounce Ulamog. And if you see where this is going, your opponents have no more permanents.
You've exiled
and the game is over.
Or destroyed them. And there's so many ways to go off with this. Like, all of your Eldrazi's, except for Emrakul. Don't do this with Emrakul. You can make your opponent win, though. If you like. There's a cool little cute thing where you can just make your opponent win. What you can do is you can bounce. You can do this loop with Emrakul and target the same opponent infinitely.
Yeah.
And then they get infinite turns and they win.
They take every turn for the rest of the game, or until they die.
Yeah. Well, you can just say infinite. It's like, all right, go ahead, and you can just pick an opponent to win the game.
If you're a Kingmaker and your Great Playbook doesn't have a problem, try that once. It's probably hilarious.
It's probably hilarious if you say you have 2 cards and you just can't do anything. You can control everyone's turn once. Yeah, just give someone.
Maybe you can't win.
Kingmaker, that guy who's been stuck on 2 lands all game. Give him
because you stuck him on 2 lands or something.
And then Kingmaker him, make him the winner. There's like I said, Kozilek goes off. It'll draw your whole deck.
We said the words "draw your whole deck" probably every episode.
Yeah, because it's one of the best ways to win is drawing your whole deck, and it feels really good. Have you ever drawn your whole deck?
It looks like this.
It feels really good. You never draw one at a time. You don't even draw your whole deck. You just go.
Okay, fine. It looks like this. Are you happy? Is that better, or is this better?
That's making a weird noise. You're probably hearing that.
Let's see how that picks up. Okay, that was the first card.
That was the first.
Joking on this episode.
Yeah.
Next one. Read it. I'm done. I don't want to read anything else.
Ancestral Statue. Ancestral Statue. 4 mana. Colorless. All colorless. Very important. For a 3/4, whenever it enters the battlefield, return non-land permanent you control to another. It can bounce itself, which is important. There's things like Perforos in this deck.
Ooh.
What else?
Pandemonium, we just mentioned.
Pandemonium. Those 2 things, just with this spell alone, go infinite. It's just a win count in itself. It's a cool spell.
Yeah. Nothing else more to say.
Credit to the man.
Yep.
He put this in the deck. It is awesome. It works
to win. Combos with itself.
Yep.
Moving on.
It works really well.
Alright, this one's sweet. I said I wouldn't read anything else, but for sneak attack I will. So it's 3 and a red for an enchantment. Pay red. You may put a creature card from your hand onto the battlefield. That creature gains haste. Sacrifice the creature at the beginning of the next end step. So this is where
those turn 4 annihilators come in.
I don't know. You want to play this game? I don't really want you to play this game. Ulamog taste it, and then you just wreck their whole life.
Also, let me be very clear. We have to tell one of our friends this. If you're playing Ulamog in your deck, just do it.
Yeah.
Don't be scared to kill somebody.
Don't be hesitant. You just
don't be hesitant. You're gonna knock someone out of the game right away. Just do it. You put it in your deck for that reason. Yeah. That's why it's in the deck.
It's good.
Don't be scared to use it.
Just get them. I mean, you can take it out if you want. Sure.
Yeah. If you don't,
just GM it.
Yep. If you don't like Annihilator, that's fine. Take it out of your deck. That's completely fair too. Annihilator's annoying.
No one likes Annihilator.
Nobody likes to get annihilated. But if you have your deck, you want to play it.
I'm not gonna hate on you.
Just do it.
Yeah.
Just don't be hesitant and be like, I guess just boom, you're dead. I'm sorry. You sacrifice 4 permanents. You have 3 lands. You're dead.
Yeah, right. I'm sorry.
I've killed you.
Right. Red. Discard a card. Destroy target player.
Yeah. I mean, it happens.
You can overload late game when your hand gets full. Fill your hand up. Make some red mana, and you just boom. Like here's 3 Eldrazi.
Yep. So how about a cool card that's combination with?
How about it?
With Rakdos. Nahab. He basically has a lot of the same wording. Where on your post combat main phase, you add a red to your mana pool for each 1 life lost by your opponent. So you just get a ton of mana this way. It's really good with Grenzo.
Do with that mana what you will.
Yeah.
Even we have fireballs in the deck. We mentioned before.
You won't always have your commander out also. So you might have this here.
This is the lieutenant, as they say.
Yeah, he is definitely... He's so similar.
It's weird.
It's, yeah, like strangely
similar. They could have just easily made it after him. But it's still uncanny.
One of my least favorite cards when it comes to flavor. How? How does Nahab lose black? Nahab was a black creature?
Yeah, but then he died.
And then he
died.
So
obviously the black
and
purified it went away.
He died, okay. And then he was... What is it called?
Eternalized?
He was eternalized. Being eternalized turns you black. Usually, it turns you into a black zombie creature. Now, granted, he is more powerful and he has like bigger toughness because he's like a very powerful warrior. Why did he lose black? Maybe it's in the story. I'm not going to read that crappy story.
Yeah, no, I don't care. I don't care.
I'm
just going to complain about it on YouTube.
I'm just going to complain about it on YouTube because God, I hate it. I literally hate that he's not black. He was a black creature and he just stopped.
Okay,
I'm sorry.
This is probably the longest video ever.
No, it's not. We just hit 30 minutes.
That was 40.
We just hit 40 minutes. It's probably shorter than that.
We cut Savage Beating from this category. It seems win more.
Yep. We use that term a lot. We're just saying when it's going to help you win when you're winning. It's not going to...
But it's bad when you're not winning.
Yeah, exactly. You don't want all these cards that's like, if I'm winning, I'm going to win super amount.
But if I draw an opening hand, it does nothing. Or if I am trying to build up my board state, it does nothing.
Yeah, it's like... Or sometimes it's like, what if you don't have creatures? Then what is Savage Beating doing? Nothing.
It's a Savage Beating for you.
Yeah, this is a Savage... Like, it's a fine card. There are decks that want this card. There are decks that would definitely play this card, and probably more...
Like Aurelia. Any Aurelia.
Yeah, something where you're attacking a lot and you're just doing a lot of damage. That's where you want this kind of card. I don't like it here.
Enough said.
All right.
Oh, finally out of the comparisons. You've been waiting for it.
Yeah.
All right, I'll make this quick. ApexDayMan's deck average CMC was 4.84, which is like really high.
But we'll give him the benefit of the doubt. It's an Eldrazi deck. That's what it is.
That's what's going to happen.
You're gonna be spending a lot of creatures. It's not like this is that crazy high.
Right. So our deck 4.17. Reduced it a little bit. Still expensive, like we said. This isn't the most competitive deck, but you can do some crazy stuff. So 30 ads that we added. The budget, you wanted 100. We gave you 61.98. Deal with it.
For 30 ads. There's some changes to mana base. Make sure to check out the link below.
Yes.
To the
deck.
deck.
In the description. Also, in the beginning of this video, we're flashing it on screen for a couple seconds.
We'll flash.
Go back and check that if you need
Yep,
to.
you can pause it or click on the links below to check them both out.
I'm out of paper.
Jeez.
So that probably means we're done, right? Closing thoughts.
Closing thoughts. There is a huge pile of paper next to BZ right now.
Yes.
There is about 7, 8, 9...
100 pieces of paper?
Yeah, but there's like 7 scripts, 2 copies each.
Yeah, that's where all the scripts go, is kind of where the one just landed.
Yeah, just over there.
Right, they're all right here. So, this deck was fun to build. I brewed this as a potential deck for me like a year and a half ago. I ended up not going with it, but it was a really cool idea.
He didn't think of Cloudstone Hero. Let's be clear. That might be why.
Sure.
Let's be clear. That might be why he didn't build it. Because if he had thought of that, because
that might be like the
that is the coolest.
It's so close, yeah.
Coolest card in the deck. It is so cool. It is so cool what you can do with it.
Which is weird.
Yeah, you did.
Anyway, I love this deck. I think you're gonna have a lot of fun with it. Maybe you'll get some people salty, but just don't play it every time.
Or play it every time.
Or tell them to suck it up. That's how you play Magic.
You tell them to suck it up.
They can target you if they want.
The only time I don't play is if the only time I don't play my most powerful decks is if someone literally says, "Wow, I'm playing this really terrible deck."
Yeah.
Well, I guess. I guess I won't play my Maelstrom Wanderer deck then. Whatever.
Okay, so that was the deck. So if you want to submit one, because you're like, this was such an awesome in-depth video, and these guys are like really funny when they need to be, but they know how to get down to business, then you just need to type out your deck list, make sure it's on Tapped Out or something similar, post it in the comments, and then make sure you subscribe to us, because we want to do this for our subscribers, people who really care.
Also, put on your deck now. We've gotten off the green trend.
We got our one non-green commander.
We're fine going back to green. If you want to comment a green deck below, feel free.
Although we will provide a little bit of edge to newer commanders from like Guilds of Ravnica. Of Ravnica.
Oh, I would really love to do something like Niv Mizzet Purin.
Anything.
I would love something like that.
Not completely open.
Not Izoni. Don't give us Izoni. We've done too many.
We just did Marin and we did Muldrotha first.
Marin and Muldrotha are going to be way too similar.
Anything else.
Please give us a Purin. I want to do Purin. If somebody has a Purin deck, give it to me.
That's a spicy one.
Yeah, I would like to brew that. That seems really fun.
Right,
but like we said, put whatever deck you play below.
This has been the video.
This has been fun.